Hi guys, welcome to your Kundalini Global class. If you've seen any of my videos before, then you might have some experience in Kundalini Global, and if not, then welcome to your first class. The main basis really of Kundalini is to move the stagnant energy from the base, the roots of your spine. So it's really important that you're comfortable whilst practicing Kundalini. Especially when we're doing postures sat down. So I personally am a lot more comfortable when I'm sat on my knees because I have very tight hips. So for me, sitting cross-legged for a long period of time means that I tend to hunch over and I need my back to be straight. So I sit on my knees and I also use a bolster, which looks a bit like this, to put my feet on, and it elevates me slightly more, and that also helps me to be elevated if I am sitting cross-legged. So please feel free to sit in whatever way you feel comfortable, and if that involves a chair, then please sit on a chair, because if you're hunched over or uncomfortable, then your breathing is going to struggle. You're going to struggle with trying to get the breath work done properly, and just the movement in general will be a lot harder if you're hunched over and not very comfortable. So take a moment now, feel free to pause the video, do whatever you need to do, maybe just line yourself up with a load of cushions or blocks, or a chair or a bed, whatever you need to be comfortable. And then when you're ready, we'll begin. So we start every Kundalini Global class with a stretch, which is interlocking the fingers together and pulling the hands apart, creating some tension in the forearms and in the elbows. And we're really pulling the shoulder blades together and opening the chest, and we're going to be opening the throat. So we're going to take a deep inhale in, raising the arms up to the sky, and we're going to follow the hands with the gaze. We're going to keep looking up and keep inhaling. When we get to the top, we're going to turn all the way to one side and exhale completely. And then we're going to take another inhale in, back to the center. Keep inhaling all the way to the other side and exhale completely. Gently lowering the arms down. If you feel comfortable, keep the eyes closed. I try really hard with Kundalini to keep my eyes closed at all times, just to make it quite an inward practice. And I will try to guide you as best as I can with my voice so that you can remain with your eyes closed throughout the class if you wish. Keeping that hands down on the lap with the palms facing up. We're going to take a long deep inhale in through the nose and exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Take two more of those, so inhaling through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. One more, make it your longest. Deep inhale in. Really breathing into the chest, the stomach, the throat, the shoulders. Keep inhaling. Hold it at the top. And exhale completely. I'm going to rub the palms together. This creates heat in the hands and the fingers and the palms. This is something that you can do whenever, any time of the day. It's just a way of sort of bringing some energy back into the body and focusing on that energy, and just kind of thinking about where it's coming from and where you're sending it to. And then you can send it to your face, to your head, your shoulders, anywhere in your body. But today we're going to take it onto our cheeks, take it onto the sides of our face, forehead, take it down over the eyes, the nose and the mouth, onto the ears, down onto the neck, and onto the shoulders. and lowering the hands back down onto your lap. Try and keep the palms facing up. It's just a way of receiving. It might feel slightly alien because we're quite used to having our hands on our, like, face down on our thighs, but by having the palms facing up, it's showing an offering of acceptance and willingness. So I try to always practice having my palms facing up. Take a couple of breaths here and just swallow a few times, just landing yourself down, taking this time out for yourself. I know it can be difficult to make time and space for yourself, but it's so important because we can only give what we're overflowing. So we have to take time out to build up what we have, what we need, before we can go and serve the others. So the first posture that we're going to be doing today is called Ego Eradicator, and it comes with a breath called Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire is a breath that we do a lot in Kundalini, and this is a pumping motion. So the best way to really explain it is like you're trying to fire air out through a straw. Some teachers describe it as being like a panting dog. That is one way of describing it as well. But you're really focusing on the exhale because the inhale is going to happen automatically. It can be done through the nose or through the mouth. It can be done with the mouth wide open over the tongue. But for this posture, we're going to be doing it just through the nose. So I'm just going to demo it for you quickly. So you take a long inhale in, exhale completely, and then we start on an empty breath. And it's firing the air out through the nose whilst pumping the stomach quite vigorously back and forth as you're pumping the air out through your nose. That's Breath of Fire, and we do it with Ego Eradicator, which involves the thumbs being pushed down into the palm of your hands and then your fingers overlapping them, and then the arms raised up to the sky, keeping the arms straight as possible in like a V shape whilst pumping the breath. So when you're ready, taking your thumbs to the center of your hands, wrapping your fingers around, taking the arms up, and feel free to close the eyes down, and we'll begin the breath. Keep it going, keep the breath strong, keep the arms really held back, pulling the shoulder blades together. Just try and keep the breath as strong as possible, keeping your spine as straight as possible. If you need to relax the arms down at any point, please feel free, and just come back and join us whenever you're ready. But if you can, try to keep the arms powerful and up. Strong arms, strong breath. When you're ready, we're going to take a long inhale in. We're going to open out the hands and pull the hands together and link the thumbs. Spread out the fingers and take another long inhale in, really stretching out the arms and pulling the hands apart. Keep inhaling and gently exhale, dropping the hands down, initially touching the floor just to ground yourself, taking the fingertips to the mat or to whatever the surface that you're practicing on is, and then bringing the hands up, back on the lap, palms facing up. I'm just going to take a moment here of stillness, allowing the body to take in the work that you've just done, the breath that you've just done, giving yourself a moment to process. I find that we're all so quick to move on to the next thing. It's always the next thing, the next thing. And actually, we need to have a break in between everything to feel what the previous thing has done for us, regardless of what that thing is. Just need to have gaps in the middle. Otherwise, we just are so quick to move on. So we take a moment of stillness between every posture in Kundalini, just to allow the body to absorb all the goodness that we've just done for it, and giving you a time to settle back into your natural rhythm of breathing, allowing the waves of serotonin or endorphins to come over your body, to really feel the benefit from it. Maybe you might need to lick your lips a few times or swallow a couple of times. Breathify can be quite a difficult breath to practice, to understand, but it's something that you can come back to at any point. You can do it whilst walking down the street, you can do it whilst working, whenever you have an opportunity to practice the breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into our next posture, which is called Sufi Grind. So we take our hands out onto our knees, so you can be cross-legged, legs in front, on your knees, on a chair, however you feel most comfortable, but just placing your hands on your knees and extending your arms out. Now we're going to take the body in a circular motion around the hips, and the inhale is when you come forward and the exhale is when you come back. So I'll demo it for you quickly. So we're spinning the body and we're raising the chin as we come forward, and here is your inhale. And then we spin the body back, and as we come back and we drop the chin to the chest, here is your exhale. And we spin forward, raising the chin, opening the chest and inhaling. Please feel free to join in whenever you're ready. Exhale, chin to chest. Really trying to explore how far you can take your body out in your circular motion. Inhale, chin forward. Really getting into those maybe slightly tougher parts. You might feel little twinges here and there. Inhaling, chin forward. Exhaling, chin to chest. Just keep the motion fluid, going at your own speed, with your own breath. Just remembering to tuck the chin to the chest as you come back, and opening the chin and the chest as you come forward. We're really playing with the energy in the spine here, and really opening out the chakras. So as we come forward and we're exposing the throat and the chest and the heart, this is us opening ourselves up. And as we come back and we drop the chin, it's us closing ourselves down. So it's playing with our boundaries and our understanding of ourselves as we move our body in a circular motion. Exhaling, chin to chest. Inhaling, opening the throat. And the next time we come back and drop the chin to the chest, we're going to take the circle in the opposite direction. Keep it going, inhaling. and exhaling. Maybe you feel comfortable enough now to close down the eyes. There really is no right and wrong way of doing this. It's just an opportunity for you to connect with your breath and with your body. And slowly we're going to begin to make the circle smaller, still moving at your own pace with your own breath. And eventually we'll come back to your normal seated position. And again, we're going to take a moment here of stillness, keeping the eyes closed down. And just come back to your normal breath, your normal position. Breathing in and breathing out. Now for the next posture, we're going to be staying in the same seated position. This is the last one, sitting down, and then we'll have a bit more movement. This posture is called spinal flex. Now it's quite similar to Sufi grind in the opening and closing of the throat and the chest, but it's a wave-like motion coming forward and back. So I'll demo it for you again. So we inhale, bringing our chest down and forward, opening up the throat, raising the chin, and as we exhale, we take it back, bending our back and bringing our chin to chest. Inhale, coming forward, raising the chin, opening the throat, and exhale, waving it back, dropping the chin to the chest. And inhale, coming forward, chin open, shoulders back, chest exposed, and exhale, chin to chest, rolling back. As we come back, really try to put quite a lot of pressure in the arms, and it's almost like a cat-cow approach to curving the spine. So really get some strong movement. If you want to stay in any position, just hold on to it and breathe into it. Please feel free. Again, there is no right or wrong. Just moving at your own speed with your own breath. Inhaling, coming forward, and exhaling, coming back. Just keep it going for a little bit longer. And on your next inhale, when you come forward, really inhale. Really keep breathing into the throat, the chest, the stomach, bringing the breath all the way down the body. So you can't breathe in anymore. And then gently exhale, bringing yourself back to a normal seated position. And again, we're going to take a moment here in stillness. Just keep breathing. Gently allow the eyes to flutter open. just while I explain the next posture to you. So if you've practiced yoga before, I'm sure you've heard of the posture or the movement cat-cow. And it's something that we use to really get the spine moving after we've been sat for quite a long time. And we've been doing very slow, gentle movements, and cat-cow can be done quite quickly if that's what you feel you need to release your spine, or again, it can be done slowly. So I'm just going to demo it for you. So we're going to come onto all fours. Now, you might have been to a few yoga classes where the teacher says that the knees need to be directly underneath the hips and the wrists need to be directly underneath the shoulders. And if you're anything like me, well, the first time I heard that, I was like, how do I know? How am I going to know? And then a wonderful teacher that I had showed me a trick. So you place your elbows against your knees and place your hands down. You come up, you take your hands, one hand's span's width in front, and then you come up, and that therefore should mean, and you can tell me because you can see me, that my shoulders should be directly above my wrists and my knees should be directly above my hips. And if they're not, I'm sorry. So for cat-cow, we inhale as we drop the chin down and bring the spine up. And we exhale as we take the body down and raise the chin up. And we just move in this cat-cow wave, holding each position for as long as you need to. Now, sometimes I need to go in quite a quick way if I really need to release something in my lower spine, but the majority of the time I prefer to move in quite a restorative way by really stretching, really pushing down into my palms, really pulling up my arms and opening the throat and raising the chin as the back scoops down and the bum raises. And then as we drop down, really pulling up from like the belly button to the spine, really pulling it all up. And if you need to sort of wiggle to try and get as much up as possible, you're really trying to tuck in the abdomen and pull in the ribs as you tuck everything up and drop the chin down. And we keep sucking it all up. That's my dog getting really excited. So keep sucking that all up and dropping it down, raising the chin. And you'll find your own movement here. You might prefer to drop back into child's pose and then wave up and pull the chin down. You might like to move in a more circular motion. Sometimes it's quite nice to take it out and around in a kind of figure of 8. It's quite nice to wave and actually come like forward a little bit on the wrist and then drop it back. This is a posture that's just there for you to move your body however you need to. But cat-cow is something that you can always return to if you're not sure how to move the stagnant energy around. And just keep moving in your own pace with your own breath. And the next time you raise your chin, just keep inhaling, sucking the breath all the way down to the stomach, opening the chest, the ribs. Keep inhaling, and then when you're completely full, exhale completely, and we're going to just drop down into a child's pose for our stillness. So drop the bum down to the heels, walk the hands out and take the forehead down to the ground. Gently, when you're ready, coming back up and come back into a seated position while I explain the next posture to you. So for the next one, we're going to be coming down onto our stomachs. And we're going to be doing cobra. We're doing cobra with lion's breath. So I'm going to show you from this way. So cobra is coming down onto your stomach with your palms underneath your shoulders. I apologise if you can't see me anymore. Maybe I'll show you from this way. So your palms are directly underneath your shoulders, and then you raise up your chest on the inhale, and then exhale, coming back down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. But the difference with this cobra is that we're going to incorporate the lion's breath with it. So the lion's breath is a really powerful firing out breath, which we do with the mouth open and the tongue out. So as we exhale, we open the mouth and stick the tongue out as every time we come up into cobra. So we're down on our front, and as we come up, inhale, back down, exhale, come up, tongue out, firing the breath out. So if you want to come down onto your stomachs, and we're trying to not put too much weight in the hands. You're supposed to be coming up with the power from your lower back. So we're down on the floor with our hands underneath our shoulders, and as we come up, we inhale with our nose down. As we exhale, mouth open, tongue out, fire out the breath. Inhale, back down. Exhale. Inhale, back down. Exhale. Keep it going, keep moving with your own breath at your own pace. I'm just going to explain the breath to you a little bit. So keep the cobras going, keep the lion's breath happening. And just remember, as you're doing that breath, as you're firing out that breath over the tongue, it's detoxifying your body. So you're letting go of any stagnant energy that's inside of your body that we've now started to move from all the postures that we've been doing. And that energy, that feeling is ready to come out of you. So just really fire out that breath, like you're getting rid of everything that's unwanted, everything that's been bottled up and hanging out for too long. Fire it out and get rid of it through this breath, and be as loud and as vocal as you want to be. And you can really open the mouth, really stretch out the mouth as you pull the tongue out and fire the breath out through it. And as you're raising yourself up, you can pull your back and open your chest and fire it out as loudly as possible. So I'm just going to do a few more with you because I need to as well. The next time you come up, this is going to be your last one, so make this one really powerful and really strong. So inhale and exhale. And when you've exhaled completely, push yourself back up to your knees and take yourself back into a child's pose. And resting the forehead down. When you're ready, bringing yourself back up into a seated position. And the next posture is going to be slightly stronger, slightly faster. So we're going to be coming up into what's known as a downward facing dog, but in Kundalini we call it a triangle. And then dropping back down into child's pose, moving with the breath. So I'm going to demo it for you. So the exhale is in child's pose. And then the inhale is in triangle. Inhaling, going back down, exhaling. Inhaling, coming back down, and exhaling. Now please feel free to go at your own pace. There's no rush. You can do this as slowly as you want to. I just quite like to build up the speed throughout the time of doing it, but it's completely up to you. So everyone, if you're ready to come down into child's pose and exhale completely here, and then coming up for the inhale and exhale down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Now if you're ready and you want to build up some speed, then feel free, or if you want to slow it down, whatever you need. Just keep breathing and keep moving, and that's all that matters. Taking our last inhale in triangle and exhale, coming back down into child's pose. Feel free to move around, to wiggle your hips out here. Just getting comfortable into your child's position. You might want to take a wide knee child's pose to open out the hips slightly more. Putting the hands out in front of you and dropping the hips down. Whatever you feel most comfortable. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. So for the next posture, we're going to come onto our backs for a posture called half wheel. Now, this is really about the lower back being flat to the floor. So we're going to tilt the pelvis back and forth. So what I want you to imagine is that you have a puddle of water in your belly button and you want to tip it in between your legs. So we tilt the pelvis up to drop the water down, and then we tilt the pelvis back to pull the water back into the belly button. So we're tilting the pelvis back and forth, dropping the lower back onto the floor and coming back up again, just to get some mobility in the lower back, some movement in the lower back. And then when you're ready, placing your hands down by your side. And as we tilt the pelvis back and the lower back is on the floor, we're going to inhale and pull the body up and keep inhaling. And then gently exhale, taking the body back down, rotating the pelvis back down, dropping the water, bringing it back up, dropping the lower back to the floor, and exhaling all the way to the top. Inhaling back down, dropping the pelvis down, tilting back, inhaling back up, exhaling down, tilting back and forth, and just keep this movement going with your own breath at your own speed. Inhaling all the way up and exhaling all the way down. And your next inhale, really push up. If you want to, you could support your bum or your lower back with your hands, Really pushing the body up and keep inhaling. And exhale all the way down. Taking the legs straight out in front of you. Taking the arms back into a full body stretch. And keep stretching the body out. Just keep stretching, stay in your full body stretch. Keep stretching the body. And then gently we're going to bring the arms back down by your side. Raise the feet so the feet are on the floor and the knees are bent. And then take the arms out wide either side whilst you're still lying on the floor. And drop the knees to the right and take your gaze over to the left. So you're stretching the whole side of your body. And then when you're ready, bringing your knees back to center and dropping the knees down to the opposite side and taking the gaze over also to the opposite side. Stretching out the other side of your body. And when you're ready, we're going to drop the legs down, coming down into your full body relaxation. So take the legs out straight, allow the heels to touch and the feet to split open. Take the arms down, palms facing up. You can wriggle the shoulder blades back, maybe slightly drop the chin and really allow yourself to sink down into the mat. Take a long deep breath here. And exhale completely. Now I want to take, what I would like for you to take attention to every single part of the body. So we're going to start with the toes. So we're going to squeeze the toes together, really, really pull the toes in. Keep inhaling as you're squeezing the toes, squeezing the feet, rolling the feet up, and then exhale, let the feet go. Let the feet sink down. Inhale, tighten the knees, squeeze the thighs. Inhale, tighten the knees as much as you can, pull the thighs up. And exhale, let them go. Inhale, squeeze the bum, pull the pelvic floor up, maybe even lift up your hips from the floor. Keep inhaling, squeezing everything in. That's your root chakra, your Mula Bandha. Keep squeezing it in and exhale, relax, drop it down. Inhale, squeeze your stomach, really pull in your abdominals. Keep squeezing your stomach in and exhale, let it go. Pull your shoulders up to your ears and then inhale, squeeze your shoulders up as high as they can. Keep pulling them up, raising up the shoulder blades, keep inhaling and exhale, soften them down. Inhale, squeezing the arms, squeeze the hands, make a fist. Really pull the fingers into the palms. Keep inhaling as you tighten the fists more. And exhale, let them go. Spread the fingers wide, drop the hands down. And then inhale, squeeze the face. Squeeze every part of the face. Squeeze the eyes, close the mouth, pull in the breath. Keep squeezing your face as much as you can. And then exhale, let it go. Let the whole body surrender down onto the mat. And just keep breathing. If you have the time, stay here for as long as you possibly can. Stay in your full body relaxation. Thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to teaching you again soon. Namaste.